Whoop, what up? Bam, 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 ba-da-dam, bam, bam, bam. There we go. Oh man, I can't believe we're already at the ALDS. This is insane. All right, what's going on, everybody? It is game one of the American League Division Series. The New York Yankees will head up to the Toronto to play against the Toronto Blue Jays, our rival, who, let's just be honest, did have a pretty good season against us, winning the season series 8-5. Yankees had some really bad moments, especially in June and July when we went up to that 4-game series and we got swept, which is actually the first time that the Blue Jays had swept us in a 4-game set in Toronto. Now, this is the first matchup that the Yankees and the Blue Jays are going to play ever in the postseason. All the years that we've been in the same division, the Yankees have played every single one of their American League East rivals and have never played the Blue Jays up until this weekend. So 4 o'clock is going to be the first pitch. We got Luis Gil versus Kevin Gausman. Game 2, we have Max Fried versus Shane Bieber. Game 3, it's Max Scherzer or Chris Bassett versus Carlos Rodon. And then Game 4, it could be Scherzer or Bassett against Cam Schlittler. And then Game 5, Bieber versus Max Fried. Now, the series is going to take off in Toronto. Games 1 and Game 2 are on Saturday and Sunday, with Games 3 and 4 at Yankee Stadium during the week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and the winner take all, if necessary, on October 10th. Now, the Yankees did not play great baseball all year throughout the season against the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays had their number with a lot of come from behind wins, or just come out and the Blue Jays did have a game. Excuse me. The Yankees lost the season series against the Blue Jays 8-5. What's up, Keller? Good to see you, bro. Just wanted to sit here and talk about Yankees Blue Jays as we get into the series and things to look for and how we're feeling overall. You know, I felt the Yankees and Blue Jays are quite close to each other than we realized. The Yankees in the last month and a half have been one of the best teams in baseball, almost caught up to the Blue Jays, and if it wasn't for the tiebreaker, would easily be in the position to play right now at Yankee Stadium. But we're here, and there's a silver lining that I have that the Yankees took 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays in September when they actually started playing some solid baseball. The keys for this team. What's up, Swag? What's going on, bro? My Toronto Blue Jays fan. This series is going to be as intense as it can possibly be. There's going to be a lot of drama. It's going to be very noisy. These teams have definitely had some very intense games, especially those games in Rogers Center at the end of June and early July. Those games could have gone either way, some of them, right? The Blue Jays ran away with the first game 12-5. Yankees made a game out of it, 11-9. They put the ball in play a lot. Blue Jays are very tough with the lineup. You know, they got Springer, they've got Kirk, they've got Vladdy. You got guys like Barger that are really solid. This is going to be a very competitive and strenuous series for those guys for the Stardust. Yankees like to use the turf as an excuse for rainfall errors. Listen, there is going to be no excuse this year in this series for the turf. The Yankees led the league. I forgot how many count. Let me see. You don't have Bo Bichette, but you guys still have a pretty solid lineup overall. There was that one point where the Yankees had 4 errors in one game against the Blue Jays. I think we had almost more than a dozen, almost 2.5 dozen. Error after error. No Scherzer, he's kind of in buns. Either way, the Yankees do. You're feeling a Jet win tomorrow? Jets gaming? Yep. Hey, listen, I'm feeling it too. Now, we're in for a Sunday, guys. All right. The Jets play at 1 o'clock against the Cowboys. And then the Yankees and Blue Jays first pitch is at 4:07. There's a very real possibility these games will collide or merge over into each other. But there's absolutely certainty we will stream both games tomorrow, God willing. God willing, we'll be streaming both Yankees and Blue Jays Jets, and Cowboys. So this is going to be at least 6 to 7 hours on stream tomorrow. Content's going to be great. Intensity is going to be great. Reaction is going to be great. Conversations, you name it. So again, anybody in my chat, tomorrow I'm going to need some assistance with clips. If you see a moment that you want to clip, make sure you clip it, put the right title on it, and let's do this. All right? If you want to make the burden on me easy, we will do this tomorrow and get these clips because we need content, right? Yankees Blue Jays was some of the most popular content I had this year. And what I really need is the clips to come through. I need the Yankees to win, and I need the clips to come through. What's up, Soccer King? Man, this Luis Hill versus Kevin Gossman. Gossman has been pretty damn solid against the Yankees all year. He's got that tough splitter, fastball. You know, he keeps them very off balance. They have had some days where they've had success against him. Luis Hill, obviously, super potential with the fastball, power stuff, a lot of strikeouts, but he has a lot of walking problems. Lots of walks in in last year that he's come back. Can he limit the traffic on the bases? Can he get contact outs to maybe limit the amount of pitches that he has to pitch? Because the one thing about the Blue Jays, they're going to work the count. They're very tough to strike out, and they're going to put the ball in play. If they put the ball in play, the Yankees need to be positioned appropriately and need to make the defensive plays that they need to make to get these outs. If we give the Blue Jays extra outs, we are only going to be frustrated throughout the game and throughout the series. We had all these streams all throughout the year where I was losing my mind because we could not make the plays defensively that we had to make against the Blue Jays. There was one game where it was 4 errors. 4 errors against the Blue Jays in one game. Maddening baseball to watch. Schneider isn't afraid to walk Judge either. But you know what? In that situation, when he does walk Judge, we need guys like Bellinger and Stanton to come through and do their thing. What's up, Notorious? Good to see you, bro. We will need to see that happen. Now, throughout the year, I think the first win that the Blue Jays had against the Yankees was one of Devin Williams' first blown saves. It was 4-2, and I think it was the game where Devin blew one of his first games because he got the loss in that game with Hoffman taking the save. Then the Yankees went absolutely insane on Kevin Gossman with the 11-2 win in a doubleheader, and then took 2 out of 3 in April. But then June and July came around, and that's when the Blue Jays were red hot and beat up on the Yankees in that series. We just could not stop with the errors. You know, the bullpen also, Weaver hit a rough spatch at that point of the year. Did not look good at all, right? Gossman ended up beating the Yankees, I think, twice this year. In July 21st, he shut down the Yankees with a win against Carlos Rodon. But yeah, Notorious, good point, right? We had, when the Yankees were playing better baseball and in a rhythm and they're in their current conception of what they are now, we did take 2 out of 3 at the stadium, which does give me solace that we can actually win this series and put a better, respectable performance against them. But in Toronto, the Blue Jays are a different team. They're energetic. The place is going to be rocking. Errors is going to happen, but 4-1 game is crazy. I think that game where they had 4 errors, it was all mental. Yes, there was points where the Yankees, it was almost mental, right? They were just doing way too much, you know? So yes, good call out, Notorious. We did win 3-1 against the Blue Jays on September 6th, and Max Fried did shut down the Blue Jays, and we did get to Bednar. We did get Scherzer a little bit and won 4-3. They beat us against Cam Schluter. That was the game against Cam Schluter where they just frustrated the heck out of him. And that was a demonstration of how pesky this lineup is. The Blue Jays will foul off everything. They battle, they put gritty at bats, and they put the ball in play. And a lot of the times, what it feels like for a Yankee fan is the ball's dropping in the right place. But Heel's numbers in Toronto are different. So I'm curious to see how Heel looks coming out. Cam was pissed that game. I remember watching it, and I was frustrated for him. It seemed like every single time Schindler was in a count, ahead on somebody, throwing strikes, They just kept walking and walking and walking. I mean, fouling it off, fouling it off, fouling it off, walk, foul it off, foul it off, foul it off, walk. It was, it drove me crazy. I'm very curious to see how deep Heel goes this game. If he can go 6 innings, that does put a less strain on the bullpen, because what worries me about these types of series, especially against teams that already know you very well, like the Blue Jays and Yankees do, if you get up in a spot where you're having your bullpen pitch a lot, the advantage starts to shift to the offense and to the hitters, because you start seeing that same pitcher. And what are the odds that he's going to be the same that he was 2 days ago? You got more intel, all that stuff. It's also a different team. We had all these guys playing. DJ, Hartley, Brubacher. Yep, it's true, Keller. That is true. The teams have changed throughout the entire year. And before the trade deadline, the Yankees were still in this, did not have the pitching that they had now. They did not have Caballero. They did not have Rosario. Yankees have a lot more matchups to play with in terms of defensive substitutions with Caballero, Rosario, Slater. Judge was out for a little bit of time. So I'm very curious to see how this series is going to play out. I'm excited. I am truly excited for this series. I feel like since September turned around, the Yankees took the Blue Jays extremely serious. Victorious, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. The Yankees started to take the Blue Jays and taking that division very seriously. And over the last month, we've seen the Yankees play some really solid baseball. So momentum is on our side, right? The Blue Jays have been idle for the last week. They've tried to get healthy. They still don't have Bichette. Vladdy's been dealing with some stuff. Scherzer hasn't been great. I think we're catching them at a right time. But again, it's going to be up to the Yankees to limit the mistakes on the defensive zone and the defensive areas. And can the bullpen hold it together? Because the bullpen is a big concern. Still concerned about the bullpen. Weaver coming out, especially on the road against guys like Springer and Barger. Those guys teed off on him earlier this year. And I don't want to see Weaver come into a spot and give it up, It's frustrating. Right, Notorious. You hope that they lag the first game, shaking off that rust and jump out early. Yep. And like everything, I don't expect the Yankees to come out and sweep. I don't expect them to come out and sweep in Rogers Center. No. Blue Jays have played awesome baseball there. The Yankees only have to get a split. They can lose today, right? And it'll be okay. They can get back tomorrow. But they have to find a way to split. Now, am I greedy? Always. I'm always greedy for the Yankees to win more games. I would love to take the first 2 games in Rogers Center. They only need 1. Now, if we get 2, this series is bagged. But just split. Let's split. Come back to the Bronx with a 1-1 series tied with Schlittler and Rodon ready to pitch in game 3 and 4. Well, I think it's flipped. But the environment's going to be awesome. This is all you can ask for. If you're a baseball savant and baseball fan like me, the first time you have the Yankees and Blue Jays play in the playoffs, which feels odd considering how long we've been in the same division, and we've played the Orioles, we've played the Rays, we've played the Red Sox, we've never played the Jays. So this dynamic and this playoff atmosphere is going to be absolutely awesome. I think Rogers Center is going to be super loud. I wonder if they're going to close the dome or they're going to leave it open. If they close it, that obviously keeps all the sound in. It impacts how the ball travels. I don't think Will Warren is on the roster. I don't think Warren's on the roster. And again, I think they'd rather feel more comfortable with Schlittler and Heel. Jays and Yankees and Dodgers Phillies is both crazy. Yes. And all of the series in the division round are insane. 1 second, my wife is calling me. One second. Hello, wife. How are you? Someone's coming back. Blondie's coming back. Yeah, because you're too hincha right now, All right. All right, text me. I'm live right now. I'm trying to tell my wife I'm live. Are you coming back home? Well, I'm live right now, ma'am. Bye. I was about to say that. If that's the case, hopefully they go 1-1 and have Freed. No, well, Freed is pitching game 2 already. Yes. The pitching matchups, I believe, are as follows. It looks like Luis Gil versus Kevin Gausman today. Max Fried versus Shane Bieber. The Yankees know Bieber from his days over in Cleveland. And then game 3 at Yankee Stadium is Rodon versus Bassett or Scherzer. Probably not Scherzer. Cam will get the ball in game 4 with the Yankees lining up Fried in game 5. So Fried is going to pitch twice, game 2 and game 5. I would love to steal game 1 and then try to see if we could take game 2 with Fried on the mound. But maybe you assume game 1 is a loss for the Yankees because Gausman has done pretty well against us. The intensity, it's the first game. But I am eager. I am very eager to see how this plays out. I really am. The Yankees have to try to find a way to strike and get the crowd out of the game very early. Very early, right? And listen, Schneider, I'm very curious to see how they're going to treat Aaron Judge this series. Are they going to keep the pressure on him by attacking him, or are they going to walk him and show him that respect that they've done all year? Because when they pitch to Judge, the ball will sometimes hit to the moon. Are they going to attack him for outs, or are they going to try to give him a free pass and make somebody else on the Yankees beat him? I'm very curious to see how they're going to play that. Kevin Gausman has a record of 12-10 with an ERA of 3.67, 189 strikeouts, and 39 appearances versus the Yankees. He's been pretty solid, right? Not terrible. There's some days where he's dominated, and there's some days where the Yankees have gotten to him. So I'm really curious to see what the Yankees are going to get out of him today, what the Yankees are going to get with Gausman. Honestly, everyone talks about Judge in the playoffs. So far this postseason, he has not been bad. I think Judge is 4 for 12. He went 0 for 4 in game 3, but he had singles, right? There are going to be situations where they're going to have to pitch to him. When are they going to pitch to him is the question. Stanton is a known playoff performance. Agreed. The Jays have a lot of right-handed pitching, like you said, Notorious. The Yankees are going to have a lot of left-handed hitting. That's the forte. You're going to see a lot of Grisham. You're going to see a lot of Rice. You're going to see a lot of Jazz. You're going to see a lot of Wells. I'm curious to see how they're going to try to fit Ben Rice into that equation. I saw that Goldschmidt has better numbers against Gausman than Rice does. I think Rice is 0 for 7, while I think Goldschmidt has 10 for 22. So I'm curious to see if Goldie gets the start today. But I would try to cheat and try to get Rice in there. I think he's swinging a good bat, and you have to like the splits of righty lefty. But man, I really think there are gonna be moments. There are gonna be moments for Aaron Judge to make his mark in this series, and we need him to come through. The singles are fine. I think the fact that he was hitting singles against the Red Sox does give me some hope that he's seeing the ball well. He's seeing pitches well. I was upset that he got hit on the hand on that at bat with the base with runners on first and second. I felt with the way the game was going, Judge was going to do something grand there, and he didn't even get a chance to swing the bat, which sucks. But he didn't look lost against the Red Sox. Missed a couple of pitches, struck out a couple of times on some type. He got frozen up on a fastball, but the Yankees need their big guns to come through, and they're probably going to need somebody like Volpe to have a sneaky good series too, right? Volpe, especially at the bottom of the order, he can try to be a table setter. He can keep the momentum going. I'm very curious to see how he does. He's a little bit of a playoff riser, in my opinion. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. And if you started Rosario for Crochet, I wouldn't even trust in no stats like that in the playoffs. Yeah, there's some ability to that. Honestly, a pitcher like Crochet is different. There's some lefties that you don't want to see your lefties go up against. Okay, Garrett Crochet is one of those. So the camp that was saying, "Oh, Jazz and Rice should have played against Crochet," nonsense. Look at how Rice looked against early in Game 3. He was absolutely fooled by a breaking ball. See, Notorious. So I'm curious to see if defensively you want to have Goldschmidt at first, and against Gaussman, I think Goldie's gonna play today. They might, maybe they catch Rice today. Maybe Rice does some catching. But Rice at catcher is a liability too, because Rice is not of the defensive prowess of Wells. Agreed, Notorious. Rice can catch. Well, Rice can catch. The Jays are, I mean, listen, the Jays are not going to be stealing the bases like that, but you don't want to run that risk that they do try to do that and put pressure on the pitching and put pressure on our defense. If we give them the extra outs, I would not be surprised if they try to apply more pressure to us defensively by stealing. And you kind of want Wells to control the run game and control the pitching staff. Rice can do it, but Rice is like an average catcher. You know, Wells is a little more above average, a little more solid and consistent defensively, especially with his pop time and his throwing. I just don't want to introduce that element to the game. So that's the version of the keys. The Yankees cannot beat themselves. They've done it time and time and time again in Toronto with the errors. I think we led the league. Do we have the numbers on the where the errors were? There was that one game where they had 4, and then there was, I think, overall for the season they had about 15. Start Rice at catcher. If you go up 2 to 3 runs, take Goldie out, put Rice at first base, and put Wells. I'm a firm believer that you need a strong first baseman, especially with the turf and with the defense. You need a first baseman that can scoop and save a lot of outs. It can't happen. And can play a solid first base. We were 7th in errors in the league with 94. How many of those were against the Jays? I kid you not, we had about 20 against the Jays this year. There was something going on where we could not field the ball and play solid defense. A lot of y'all were here. I was losing my mind in some games when we were playing against the Blue Jays and we couldn't play any solid defense. Losing my mind. I'm excited, man. 12 in 10 games. 12 errors in 10 games. That's terrible. It's an error and a half a game. It's an error and a half a game. 4 of them in one game. Guys, I was here and, I mean, the content was fun and great. July 23rd, I think, was the 4-error game. Yep. I was losing my mind. Well, the Yankees roster is out. Interesting that Ascara's catching. They added Ascara to the roster. Blackburn here is wild. So Warren could probably come out, and here's the thing. I think where Warren fits in the offense right now, in the pitching, Warren's probably going to be middle relief. If Heel is like getting shoved out of the game by the 3rd or 4th inning, I think you put Warren in. Blackburn over Yarbrough. I would have liked Yarbrough. Adds a lefty to your line, to your bullpen, and he can obviously eat up a lot of innings. I mean, he may not be healthy. He may not be healthy. So Slater's not on the roster. Looks like we're rolling with Jazz, Paul, and McMahon and Volpe. Caballero and Rosario are your utility. Bellinger and Rice are utility. I think it's fair. I mean, they probably don't like Rice playing catcher, leading the staff right now. It's too risky to do. Three of the 8 runs in the July 23rd game were unearned. I'm telling you, we gave up so many opportunities. I'm very curious to see why Yarbrough's not on the roster. He's probably not healthy. He's probably not. And if he hasn't pitched in a while, I'm sure Boone learned his mistake of putting Nestor in the World Series last year and having him come pitch against the Dodgers in a high leverage situation trying to get a save. If a guy hasn't pitched in a long time, I don't know if you want to try to put that, if you want to run that risk. Will Warren on this roster makes some sense, because especially if Luis Gil or any of these guys get chased out early in the game, just put those guys in there. They rather platoon JC, Escara, and Wells is what this is telling me. Yes, agreed, Notorious. Luke Weaver definitely does have to lock in. The Yankee bullpen is the Achilles heel here. The Yankees bullpen is very concerning. The Yankee defense is concerning. They have tightened it up defensively over the last month and a half. Volpe's and the Jazz made some amazing plays in that wild card series against the Red Sox. But all year, like you said, they had 12 errors against the Blue Jays in 10 games, with one game having 4 errors. 3 unearned runs in one game. It can't happen anymore. It cannot happen anymore. If they want to win this series, they have to be tight defensively. They cannot give the Blue Jays any momentum. They cannot apply more pressure to themselves defensively. They have to pick up their pitchers. If the ball is put in play, that's okay. It can save pitch counts. It can save you innings. Excuse me. And they have to be able to play defensively, sharp defensively. At first base, your best option defensively is going to be Goldschmidt. But you want Rice's bat. But you can't DH Rice because you want Stanton's bat. Quintana the third. The Jays haven't played ball in at least a week. Who knows if they'll be hot or cold today. Might be able to steal the first one and take the momentum. That's going to be true. Yankees have, I like the Yankees playing continuous baseball. If they have too much time off, you know, who knows? That can kind of get you out of the swing of things. Maybe the first couple of innings, it's a little off balance. But listen, I love the fact that we're playing the Blue Jays. It's the first time in history. They won the division fair and square. We squandered a lot of games against them, did not play our best baseball. Listen, if the Yankees want to get back to the World Series and get 28, it was going to be a road of challenges. I like this postseason potential for us better than last year. Last year we had the Royals. We knew we were going to win that series. The Guardians, we were much better than them, right? It was almost like we got the easiest path to the World Series last year. This year feels like there's actually a legitimate challenge for the Yankees. The Red Sox posed a lot of problems for the Yankees, especially with the lefty matchups and Chapman and their speed. We endured that series, losing game 1, and then with our backs against the wall, clutching up and handling business the way we did. That's the first hurdle. The Blue Jays are the next hurdle. I feel like the Yankees have been locked in, trying to chase the Blue Jays for the division. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Zion, I agree. If we had to play Kansas City and Cleveland, I would love to do that. But there's a very good chance we're going to go up against the Mariners or the Tigers if we win this series. I want the road to the playoffs and the road to a championship to be challenging. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. Because look what happens when things kind of derailed on the Yankees when they played against the Dodgers. Before you knew it, they were down 3-0 in the series. Every team is going to present different challenges. The Blue Jays obviously have a very stacked lineup, tough pitching, tough environment to play. They're a division rival, so they know us really well. There's familiarity with these teams. We struggled against them, but the silver lining for me was waiting 2 out of 3 in September, and that we have our pitching lined up. Seattle starting rotation going to torture us. Yes, I mean, we saw what Brian Rue was doing to us in, what was it, August? Either way, we got to get through. We got to get through the best, and that's how I want it to be. I want us, if we can make it to the World Series, I want us to be battle tested and proof that the Yankees face different challenges throughout this playoff run and conquered through them. The first step was Boston in a 3-game series. Now we got a 5-game set. It almost feels like it's a disservice that this is only a 5-game series. I feel like a Yankees Blue Jays series should have been the ALCS. 7 games, best of 7. 4 games on the road, 3 games at home. But it is what it is. Best of 5, and the Yankees got to handle business. And when presented with an opportunity, can Aaron Judge deliver big time for the Yankees? People are going to be watching. He delivered. He had a fine wild card series. He's going to have a moment or two today and tomorrow and throughout this series where he can break the game open or put the Yankees up on top in a very big way. And I'm very curious to see if the Jays are going to allow him to do that, and can he deliver? Everyone's watching the captain, bro. Yankee captains get a lot of scrutiny. I believe in Aaron Judge. He was finishing off the season super hot. He saw the ball pretty well. I didn't see him struggling. I didn't see him overmatched. I didn't see him guessing. They strike him out, you strike him out. That's part of baseball. Tip your cap. But there were some moments, especially when he hit Chapman with that, a line drive. He seemed pretty locked in. So I'm interested to see how the Blue Jays are going to attack him in that way. And outside of him and Stanton, who is going to be another playoff contributor for the Yankees? Is it Jazz? Is it Volpe? Can it be Grisham? Can it be Wells or Rice? Which of these guys are the Yankees that are outside of the big two with Judge and Stanton? Which of those guys are going to come through and do big plays for us? Making consistent, making contact, putting at bats. The Yankees are going to have to find ways to manufacture runs. I know we can go yard in anybody's park, but manufacture runs, play solid fundamental defense, and can we pitch well, especially in the bullpen? Agreed, Notorious. We saw what happened. It was very surprising to see what happened with Boston. Boston was making mistakes in the field that usually we're used to the Yankees making. If the Yankees would have made the same mistakes that the Red Sox made all series defensively, dropping balls, misplaying them in the outfield, not scooping plays, we would have been ridiculed all over social media. And the fans would have lost their minds. Let's just say that. But, everybody, what are your thoughts on this series? What are your predictions for this series? I want to say Yankees in 4. But you know what? Out of respect for our rivals and how we've played each other throughout this entire year, I will say Yankees in 5. Intense series. Big momentum. Teams kind of don't like each other. The Jays definitely don't like us, but I don't care. Yankees in 5. I think Yankees in 5. But I really been telling my friends in my circle, Yankees in 4. But I'm going to say Yankees in 5 out of respect for our opponent. Because I don't want to get too cocky, Cal, do you say Yankees in 4? They got us. But first and foremost, they got to take care of business in the first 2. If we go back to Toronto 2-2, I'm going to throw up my nerves. I don't want that scenario at all. I really don't. I don't like it at all. I want us to take home field advantage back, and let's see if we can bag it in Yankee Stadium. I don't want to go back to Toronto in a 2-2 series. On a Friday night? No. So, God willing, we're live tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Yankees-Cowboys. And then right after that, Yankees-Cowboys. Excuse me, Jets-Cowboys. And then right at 4 o'clock, we're doing Yankees-Blue Jays. Excuse me. If the Yankees and Cowboys play, there's be something going on. But I need wins, man. The Jets need a win, and the Yankees need to win. We can have ourselves a fun time on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to a marathon on Sunday. Looking forward to an intense series. Yankees, can they play defense? Don't give the Blue Jays extra outs. Can the starting pitching limit the damage that the Blue Jays do? Can they strike these guys out? Please, because the Blue Jays are very hard to strike out, and they've been very pesky at the plate. So I think we've got the advantage pitching-wise, experience-wise in the postseason. And we do have the best player in the world in Aaron Judge. Can he be that type of player? If Aaron Judge wrecks this series and has a big series, Yankees in 4. But otherwise, what's everybody's plans for today? What do you guys got planned? Anything interesting for this Saturday? After this, I got to get ready to go to work, so. That's it. Watching the Yankees, Vic. It works. Springer's going to rise up and give us... listen, we've already knocked down one Yankee killer in Bregman. Springer, especially Springer, expect Springer to let the bat loose. First pitch of the at-bats, all series. If you throw him a fastball, he's going for it. Probably going to watch the Cubs game. Listen, there's a lot of great series. There's a lot of great series out there. I'm very curious in Dodgers-Phillies. I think the Dodgers win that in 5. Very curious to see Seattle and the Tigers. And Cubs-Brewers is a nice rivalry. Nice rivalry, bro. I got one of my supervisors on my team. She's a Chicago Cubs fan. And she's like, man, we hate the Brewers. So I'm looking forward to that. Nice, Notorious. That sounds fun. Yeah, you already see Aaron Judge locked in. Shohei is starting game 1. Dodgers, Phillies, everything about the Dodgers I can't stand, especially the little dance they do in the bases. I want the Dodgers real bad. I want that rematch. I really want that rematch. If the Yankees can find a way, to get through this challenge of the Jays and get through the American League, I want the Dodgers back. I really, really want that series back. For us to go through all these challenges through the American League, and this is a legitimate gauntlet, in my opinion. I think we're the best team in the American League still. We get through this gauntlet, I want the Dodgers. I want them. I want a rematch. I think baseball wants the rematch. And I'm sure the Dodgers fans will lick their chops and say, we're about to do it to y'all again. I really want to run it back against them. Because that series still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Just how we just collapsed defensively and the mistakes we made pitching-wise. I want them. I want that team. The roof will be open tonight. Okay, nice. So the roof's going to be open. The sound is not going to be contained. I saw a lot of discourse about how loud Rogers Center is going to be, and it's more loud than Yankee Stadium. Sure. Every stadium is loud in the postseason. That's part of October baseball. That's what makes it special. This is the first time the Yankees are in Rogers Center. Cool with me. First time we're meeting in the postseason. Awesome. It's going to be an intense series. A lot of moments. Teams that don't like each other. You got Springer, who's a Yankee killer. I'm ready to go. It's apparently up to the MLB and not the team. Interesting. Interesting, Keller. I didn't know that. The league did make, that one year, the league did make the Astros close their roof one time. It's dumb. Let's go. You know what? Listen, let's just be the Yankees, bro. You know, everyone wants to say, oh, the Yankees are done. They're not that good. The Blue Jays broadcasters were talking about, oh, we're not a good baseball team. Well, we're here. We got through the Red Sox. The next challenge is the Jays. I've been wanting this challenge for them all year. After all the mistakes we've made and the tight games that we've played, and we've blown some games, this is the series we want. I want them to be challenged. I want the Yankees to go through it. And if they don't win, I'll tip my cap. But I do not want us beating ourselves. The Yankees can't beat themselves. I don't want 2 or 3 errors a game, giving extra outs, giving extra runs. No. Play clean baseball, pitch well, and if it doesn't go in our favor, whatever. Dr. Mark on YouTube. Good morning, young man. Dr. Mark, Adirondack Mountains, New York small ball. New York wins the series. Let's go, Mark. Let's go. Turn me up. Turn me up. Yankees in 5. But I want Yankees in 4 because I'm greedy. But because I respect the Blue Jays and how they play ball, Yankees in 5. That would be insane to go back to Rogers Center where they have a great edge, and it's a 5-game series, winner take all. Don't beat yourself. Pitch well. And can Aaron Judge deliver for the Yankees when he needs to? And who else outside of Judge is going to handle business? And very curious to see what the managers do and how they call the shots, because the managers are very important in the series as well. Quintana, the Yankees. I was at Thursday night's game and apparently it was sold out. The Sox defense couldn't hear each other when they were going to make the play in right field, which is why they fumbled that. Listen. I love it. I love October Roars. I'm sure Rogers Center is going to be rocking. Yankee Stadium is going to be rocking. We're going to compete back and forth about what place is louder. We'll see. This is our first time in Rogers Center. Cool. Y'all going to have to come to Yankee Stadium too. Do I think the ALDS should be a 7-game series? I wish it was, but then that's a lot of games. It's a lot of games. I think the format is fine, B-Baz. Whether it should be a 7-game series or not. 5 is fine, but you wish there's 7. Listen, if you lose a division series, you wish it was 7. If you win it, you don't wish it was 7. Yeah. B-Baz and YouTube had asked a good question. Do you wish the American League Division Series was a 7-game series? Or should it be? And I said, it depends on it depends if you won or lost. If you lost, you want it to be a 7-game series. If you win, it's going to be 5. They're going to make the Yankees beat them with somebody else other than Judge. But when they do pitch the Judge, he's going to have to make it count. But man, I wish I could shoot the shits today. Number 1 all the way. 1 game at a time. 1 day at a time. Doctor's orders. Hydrate, yo. I'll be hydrating. I'm feeling a lot better. I've been pounding this. Shorten the season, lengthen the playoffs? Nah, B-Baz. I wouldn't do that. I would not shorten the season. I would. The season is fine at 162. I'm fine with where the season is at. Because look how intense the final week of baseball season can be. You have so many teams in the mix at the end of the season with 162. I feel like if you shorten it, you do a disservice. That's true, Notorious. ALDS 7 games, ALCS 7 games, World Series 7 games. That's a lot of baseball games, bro. That's a good point. You're right, Notorious. The bullpens will be dead. You would have to expand the rosters to about 30. Yeah. It just seems like so many games. Then you're out in 2 in the wild card. True. Well, that's why, you want to put an emphasis on winning the division, right? And you got plenty of opportunities to win the division throughout the year. So if you don't win the division, you got to play a 3-game series. 2 out of 3. Anybody can win a 3-game series. A 2 out of 3. Last year, the Astros were one of those teams that were upset because they were pretty solid and Detroit just took it right to them. Back in the day, it was out and 1. Correct. 2015. Okay, I worked at the stadium that year. I had a chance to work that 1 game, and I was like, man, they lose this game to the Astros, they're out. Think about how far baseball has come from no wild card, no division series. It was straight to the ALCS. And before the ALCS, it was straight to the World Series. That's a valid point, Notorious. You can only put so many games out, man. You can only play so many games. But baseball in the middle, mind you, 50s and 60s, it was straight once the season ended, you had the best record, you won the pennant, you played the World Series. That's it. Then they incorporated the divisions and the wild card. And even before they had the wild card series was 95. First wild card was 1995. The boys of summer should not extend almost to November. The pub. Agreed, Mark. Only for good cause like 2001. So baseball's really evolved off the wild card. Blue Jays lineup is out. Let's look at it. Let's see the Blue Jays lineup. Andy Martino says the roof will be open in the postseason MLB. Not teams make roof decisions while taking into account the home team's regular season criteria. Relevant because of potential shadows for a 4 p.m. start. Someone saying let's let the shadows affect the game. Yeah, B-Baz. Back then, you used to go straight to the World Series. Where is the lineup? Bo Bichette is not on. Okay. So it's Springer, Lucas, Guerrero, Barger, Kirk, Varsho, Santander. He's a Yankee killer. He always drives me nuts. Jimenez and Ernie Clement. They probably wanted to close the roof to contain all the noise. So that's the Blue Jays lineup right there. Springer, Lucas, Guerrero, Barger in the cleanup spot. He's dangerous. Kirk, Varsho, switch hitter Santander, Jimenez, Clement. They're always going to cry. If the Yankees win, everyone's going to cry. Oh, we didn't have Bichette. Oh, we didn't have this. Listen, we don't have Garrett Cole. Okay, I don't want to cry. I don't want to hear anything about it. We could have had Cole, Fried, Rodon pitching first 3 games. I don't want to hear any complaining. I don't want to hear any complaining. Boston cried because of Roman Anthony. Yep, I'll let him cry. Think about how nasty of a roster that is. I'm waiting for the Yankees roster to come out, but we're probably not going to get it yet. The Yankees lineup, excuse me. I saw the roster. We didn't see the lineup. You know, there's a great video out there that is very applicable to today. Right? We're the Yankees. We can't forget that. We got to be proud of it. So we go to Canada to stuff the goose. That's so funny, Doc. Always. Every postseason I play this. All the time.
I always said I was gonna.
Just the vibe. Look at that. Yo, I miss driving in the car with my dad on the Major Deegan, and you go see this facade of this cathedral of baseball that I wish was still around. But it is what it is. I've experienced this view too.
Professional baseball. That's all I ever talked about.
We're back.
Most to me is I want to be remembered as a Yankee. You either love us or hate us.
Love us or hate us.
Playing at home in front of the greatest fans in the world. And I also enjoy going on the road with people booing us and hating us.
Yes.
The bottom line is when you compete, you want to win.
Say it.
Live for this.
Watch the World Series on Fox beginning October.
People booing us and hating us. It's just part of baseball. Oh, well. You didn't even have a conscience yet. Man, 2003 was an insane time. And yo, I just realized this, guys. This was the first time I've seen the Yankees beat the Red Sox in the postseason. Okay, right where my computer and setup is, I had a tube TV. It was a black TV. I put it on mute. I sat right here and I was watching Yankees Red Sox Game 7. I remember seeing Giambi hit home runs, and then I was sent to bed by my dad. I don't know if I voluntarily went or I just went to bed. I just remember waking up in the morning and seeing the news and the newspaper. My dad got the newspaper. The Yankees won the game on a walk-off. And I was just like, wait. I was like, man, the Yankees won. Great. I was hyped, but I was like, wait, I didn't watch it. And I think about that now. Like, that would have been an awesome moment to have with my dad, to watch them win the World Series. To watch them do that. Their comeback was insane when they came back in 2003. Captain Clutch getting us started. And then I watched us lose 0-4. So I watched us lose the World Series and 2004 ALCS. Bernie, Clutch. I never saw this comeback. I never did. Didn't see the comeback. Didn't see the walk-off. But I watched us lose to the Marlins, and I watched us lose to the Red Sox the following year. 115 pitches out there, leaving him out. It makes perfect sense that I didn't watch the Yankees come back, but I watched the Jets on a Thursday night lose to the Redskins in my first Jet game the same year. Just like that. That's the Yankees right there, kid. Mystique, don't fail me now. Yo, Notorious, I'm telling you right now, I was 9 years old. I remember going into school after we collapsed in 04 and just being in a trance with my friends. I remember listening to it on the radio and then going upstairs in this house to watch the final out. And my dad told me, you got to take your Yankee medicine, son. You can't be a Yankee fan and only watch them when they win. You got to watch them at their worst moments. I have seen more Yankee losing than winning. And that's what I talked about in the House of Highlights video that I did earlier this summer, and it came out last month. I came out and said, I watched the team lose. Yankee fans are not fair weather fans.
All right, so let me ask you.
Again. You let this guy go first? At least you've seen them win. I haven't. I have seen them win. So this is where I was doing the House of Highlights. I started watching in 2003. Our fault that we... First off, I go up there. Fans have been suffering for a very long time. It's not our fault that we got expectations of championships. That's what we've grown up with. I started watching in 2003. I've seen them lose twice in the World Series. I watched them lose to you guys in 04. I've watched the Yankees lose time and time again. You let this guy go first? Again. Okay. Again, it's not our fault that we have expectations. Yankee fans have shown up. They're some of the most knowledgeable fans in sports. We are with the Yankees through and through again, even watching embarrassing moments like last year. Yankee fans are there for their team no matter what. Yeah. It's very true. I speak for myself. I've watched them lose 2003 World Series, 2004 to the Red Sox, 2005 to the Angels, 2006 to the Tigers, where they embarrassed themselves and A-Rod had to get put to the 7-hole because he couldn't hit anything. And Kenny Rogers shut down the Yankees in Detroit. He had pine tar in his hat. No one wanted to investigate it, though, okay? 2007 against the Indians. 2008, missing the playoffs in the final year of the old stadium, and then winning the World Series, and then losing to the Rangers, losing to the Tigers. Like, they've lost a lot. Kenny Rogers definitely had pine tar on his hat. I'm sorry. He was also not a great postseason pitcher, but somehow against the Yankees, he's magical. It didn't make any sense then. It's okay. The Tigers didn't deserve to win the World Series that way anyway. They lost to the Cardinals, got swept. But there's been a lot of disappointment as Yankee fans. The drought for the World Series right now is almost as long as the drought from 1978 to 1996. Okay? They went to the World Series in 81. They missed out throughout the 80s. They were not great. Early 90s was terrible. The Stump Merrill days. They went back in 95. Heartbreak. 96. And they had the dynasty. Have they had more success than the teams in 78 to 96? Perhaps. I wasn't alive for those baseball teams. But they have a drought. Very cool, Notorious. Very true. So, man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this series. Dr. Mark on YouTube has been a season ticket holder, Yankee ticket holder since the 60s till now. He's seen a little baseball. Yeah, he has. I was 8 for the 2009 and got to witness it and celebrate it. I was 14, witnessed that, but the following year was also the last year the Jets were in the playoffs, okay? Since the Jets have been in the playoffs in 2010 and since the Yankees have won the World Series, I have since graduated high school, graduated college, graduated grad school, got engaged, got married, and have a kid on the way, okay? A lot in my life has happened. I am 30 years old. The Jets haven't been to the playoffs, and the Yankees have won the World Series all in that time. All in that time. That is crazy. And we'll be live with the Jets at 1. We'll be live with the Yankees at 4. When I put it like that, when I put it like that, it's deep. It's crazy. Life happens fast. Dang, Vic, you were born in 2008. Yeah, you never saw the Cathedral, man. Yo, the old Yankee Stadium was a marvel, bro. A masterpiece. It was just dark in there. Yeah, you did. You heard right. Yes, sir. We dropped that news on the stream a couple weeks ago. Just the true cathedral. Beautiful park. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We haven't told social media yet, but does this count as telling social media? Maybe. This ballpark was just amazing. And you could fit so many people. That whole, like, it just, not a bad sight. And it was just, you hung right over the field. The concourses were just dark, and it was just a grimy. Look how narrow it was in the concourses. Think about the Yankee Stadium experience in the concourse now versus back then. Look how tight that is. The ramps, the stairs. Now look at the concourse now. Wide open. Maximize profit for food and F&B and beer sales. Come out of these VOMs right into this beautiful view. Bro, look how tight the concourse is. Museum. Check that out, bro. The bleachers had their own separate entrance as well. You couldn't navigate from the bleachers anywhere else. Some of the craziest seats that I had was the left center field pavilion. Where's a good view of that, man? Yo, out here in left center field, insane seats. This is the old park. Come on, man. Give me something good here. Look how steep that upper deck was. Yo, steep. Yo, Crush, what's up, my guy? Hey, listen, we're happy we don't have to deal with y'all. It would have been nice to actually beat you guys in a series, but I'm happy that we don't have to deal with y'all. Truly. Monument Park, and there was like these chairs right here behind this glass. Insane. Dr. Mark, you were privileged to watch those 77 and 78 teams. Dr. Mark, did you ever feel like you wanted to play the Reds again? Because the Reds in 76 embarrassed the Yankees. Did you ever feel like you wanted to get revenge against that team and see the 77, 78 Yankees play those Reds? I wonder, I heard Mike Francesa say that one time that he wishes that they got a chance to get a crack at that, at those Reds. Look at that. Just a cavernous park. Same dimensions, same layout, but just perfect. Ticket booths. Game 2 is Freed versus Savage. Game 3 is Rodon versus Bieber. They probably want the more experienced pitcher to pitch over there. Look how narrow those walkways are. That's just how they were. They're just trying to cram seats into that sucker, bro. This was the grandstand and the terrace. I think that was terrace and then grandstand. Bombs to come down this way, bombs to go up that way. Man, I had some fun times over at Yankee Stadium there, bro. A-Rod, I one time sat right around here for a Yankees Mariners game in 2005. Tino Martinez hit a home run. He was on a super hot streak. Pretty much, yes. Steep parks. And the batter's eye area was actually a bleachers. But they painted it black, or left it black and just left it blank. 28, 26. Look how tight those concourses are, bro. Man, Crush, you down bad, my boy. Your teams haven't been that great. At least college is doing this thing. But Texas got to find it, bro. Got to get healthy and got to find it. What a beautiful park, bro. I miss that park. I feel bad for y'all who never got a chance to watch that team. Now look, it's gone. It's gone. From this to this, it's gone. Crush, just watch us, bro. You know, you might enjoy watching us, you know? Yeah, I feel you, man. Look at that. Taking out all the seats and the shrub and all that. Terrible. Try it. True, Doc. All right. Honestly, I've had a blast here, guys. Yep. People were taking bricks. People were taking stadiums. They were ripping the stadium apart. Oh, man. I love it, man. I love baseball. I love seeing what we could do, bro. I got to figure out a way to get up there, bro. I got to figure out a way to get up there. There are people that bought seats. I'm sure there are still seats for sale. Old Yankee Stadium seats. Almost 5,000. Some of them are 12,000. Autographed. Yeah, you could buy seats at the old Yankee Stadium. From the original. $2,000. Yankee Stadium. You can get an original one. My seats were first base side, first row under the mezzanine, and A-Lux. Sweet seat right there, bro. Great park, man. Just look, it's just... Things come to an end, bro. For that, I'm buying something Aaron Judge signed. Agreed. Do I get a chance to sneak the Yankees game on during work, or at least listen to them? Yeah, I actually have I have a TV in my office, so I actually I will be watching tonight in my office, and then while I'm running things, I usually put the tracker on my phone and watch, or I probably will put the app on and actually watch a little bit. I will be locked in today. The game's from 4 to 7, so majority of the time I'll be able to watch. Tomorrow, you know the vibes. We're live. We're on and locked in. So, again, guys, would love to see you guys in here tomorrow. Like I said, Jets, Cowboys, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, Yankees, Blue Jays, best of 5, rock and roll. It's going to be a blast. So get in here. Let's get clips going. I'm going to try to make sure my friends are helping me with my editing so I can get content out as this game is going on. Because 6 to 7 hours of streaming straight, that is a challenge. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for this series. There's a lot to like. There's lots of love. So let the games begin. The road to the World Series officially begins at 4 o'clock. So Yankees, Blue Jays, 6 to 7. Yeah, 6 to 7. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm not. What do you mean? All right, guys, you got to explain to me 6 to 7. All right, I feel like an unk now. What does 6 to 7 mean? It has no meaning? Interesting. That's funny. We shall see. It has no meaning. Okay. I'm going to try to get a quick video done, get a preview out, and we're on. So, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, I will see you gentlemen here. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I will be at work. Yankees are going to be on at 4 o'clock. I'll put up a quick reaction. I'll try to get some notes as best as I can. But I'm pumped. I am pumped. Take care of your cough. I'm getting better, slowly but surely, Doc. Let's go, Yankees. Let's try to find a way to get a ball game today. Steal one, and let's rock and roll. All right, fellas. I got to get ready to go to work and put my suit on. But y'all have a great Saturday. Much love. God bless. Be safe.